Ladies and gentlemen, literally as I am filming this video, Bitcoin is testing the top resistance line of its major descending wedge formation that has been forming since November this year. And a lot of people have mixed opinions on the situation. A lot of people think it's going to break out, and a lot of other people think it's going to roll over. They're pointing to things like the MACD on the Bitcoin monthly chart and on the Bitcoin weekly chart, which is signaling some bearish triggers, some signs of weakness. I'll address those arguments today. I don't think that those bearish triggers and those signs of weakness are too concerning right now. In fact, I think we should be mainly focusing on the daily chart itself and also on the shorter term timeframes like the hourly chart, because these retests are happening right now as we speak, and we will know the results of them within 24 hours. Now, if Bitcoin does roll over here, I do actually have an end point for how long this consolidation will last, which I'll be sharing in this video as well. So a few things to get into today, guys, before we get into it. Before we get into it today, guys, we have an exchange here that has never been hacked before in 3.5 years of being on the market. That is global non-KYC. You can sign up from anywhere in the world and use this exchange without a VPN. And furthermore, with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000 plus USDT in trading rewards added to your account as trading bonuses for signing up with my referral link down below. This is big stuff here. It's an excellent deal. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. I don't get paid by them. The only thing I get is a referral link. And if you want all those things I just mentioned, which you should, trust me, I've done the scouting of the market, you can use my link down below to sign up. It takes 30 seconds and you'll get those rewards and bonuses, and you'll help out the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. Right, let's start out with the bearish threats, okay? A couple of people in my comment sections have mentioned this to me. I think I just addressed it here off the bat, get it out of the way. The MACD, what is the MACD? It's a momentum indicator that's made up of two moving averages. We've got the blue one and the red one, or the orange one, I should say. The orange one being the signal line, and the blue one being the MACD line. Now, generally what happens is when the MACD line, the blue line, crosses below the red line, we see a bearish trigger that generally leads to downside moves. Now, we saw this back here, for example, on the monthly chart in December 2021, and it followed a bear market on Bitcoin. We saw a bullish trigger, which is the opposite thing happening, the red line crossing under the blue line. Back here in May 2023, it led to, or what resulted was a bull market, and this has been the case way back in Bitcoin's history in 2018, in 2020, and way back to 2014, 2013, okay? So it's a very reliable indicator, and people see that the MACD currently is rolling over towards that signal line. They're getting very uncomfortable and they're thinking that maybe a bear market could occur here because of that. Well, just to simply debunk this, because it's just simply not based in reality at this point in time. First and foremost, the signal hasn't actually happened yet. We haven't seen a monthly chart signal. And so right now we're worrying about nothing. Of course, the MACD is going downwards because the price chart is going downwards. If the price chart reverses and finds support, which, by the way, we're in a very major support region, or at least that 74K region is a very major support region because it's the top of our prior macro range from 2024. If we find support, then if we do go upwards, which is completely external to the MACD, then the MACD will simply lift off again, just like what it did here in September 2024. We saw a correction, the MACD went downwards, it looked like it was going to cross, it didn't, we went upwards, okay? So until a cross actually happens, it's not concerning. Now, this is where we go into the weekly chart. A cross has occurred on the weekly chart, and so people have a justifiable reason to be concerned about the weekly chart MACD. The only thing is, the cross occurred weeks ago, and we've seen the result of that cross already. Bitcoin went downwards from 110,000 to around 74,000. And so the cross very well could have played out fully in its entirety already, and we could be reversing from here, which is why I think it's important to focus on the descending wedge formation itself rather than looking at a cross that occurred weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Because, for example, just like in 2024, we had a cross that occurred, it led to a correction, but the cross reversed around the same region the MACD line is right now. That could simply happen again. Not to mention the fact that things like the RSI, which is just another momentum indicator similar to the MACD, indicate bullishness, indicate strength. There's support right there, and also another momentum indicator, the stochastic RSI, indicates strength as well, given the fact we're in a oversold territory. So I don't think any of these concerns are particularly valid. I think they're all distractions and distortions, and I think people are using it for content. I don't think it's any reason to be actually concerned at this point because the cross isn't actively happening on the monthly chart, and the cross that happened on the weekly chart happened many, many weeks ago, in fact, 2.5 months ago. So we need to be focusing on what's actually relevant. What's happening on the screen right now is actually relevant. It's the simple descending channel formation, descending wedge formation, I should say. Just like what we saw back here in 2024 for descending channel, we are seeing a descending wedge of similar structure, slightly different shape, but the same analysis and the same conclusion can be made. It is a pattern of bearish exhaustion that generally triggers to the upside and leads to a bullish move. Now, why is this relevant right now? Well, it's relevant because it's the pattern that's basically characterized the entire last 4 months of price action, 5 months of price action, actually, close to half a year. But more importantly, if we zoom into the short-term charts, we can see that within this larger descending wedge, there it is in yellow, we're actually pressing against the top of that descending wedge, and we're retesting it right now. So we could be seeing a breakout of that descending wedge very, very shortly. We had an ascending wedge right here in pink, which ended up looking something like this, actually. The other one was a fake out, it was a dud. And so look, given the fact that we're in an ascending wedge here, it stands to reason that we could very well see a rejection on a short-term basis, a retest of 81,000. Hopefully we flip that level for support and then attacking the wedge to the upside once again. It's difficult to say exactly what will happen on short-term, but if we're looking at the structure right now, that is probably the most likely scenario. Who knows? Maybe the market will shock us and we'll just break out right here. It's also largely dependent on if any new news comes out in regards to what's going on with tariffs. But the point I'm trying to make is this. We're actually very, very close to seeing the end result of this wedge. If it's not within the next 24 hours, look, it will certainly be within a couple of weeks. This consolidation cannot go for much longer. The reason I say that is look at this line right here. I'll make it green, bright green, so you can see it. That line is a support line that stems backwards from August 2024 and very clearly marks bounces on multiple occasions on this upwards ramp. Now, what you look at as well is that descending wedge resistance line in yellow. I'll make that green as well. These are the two lines of compression right now that we should be focusing on. There's a major support line and a major resistance line, bringing Bitcoin to a major point of compression through which it will have to break either to the upside or the downside by the end of that compression zone, which will be around May the 10th. So before May the 10th, Bitcoin will be making a decision. And if we're speaking rationally, right, we're not going to go all the way to May the 10th because that would be ridiculous, right? The price range would be so small at that point. In fact, even if Bitcoin compressed for another week, even if we went one more week of consolidation, the price range on Bitcoin would be a mere 10%. So what's likely in my view is it's likely that Bitcoin will be making a move out of this descending wedge formation within about 10 days, whether it be to the upside, okay, in which case we'd be continuing the bull market, or the downside, in which case we'd be ending the bull market because we'd be breaking back below 70,000 to 74,000. The point is, the move on Bitcoin is literally at the doorstep. It's coming very, very shortly, and this intense compression, this intense consolidation is basically over. Now, there's major hurdles we need to clear on Bitcoin after seeing that breakout to make sure it doesn't roll into a fake out. One of those major hurdles is breaking above the Gaussian channel daily chart center line, which actually led to this breakdown in the first place. I'm circling a zone back here in February. Rejections from that line for 3 weeks straight led to a breakdown on Bitcoin, a big drop to the downside to this price region. And so obviously, given the fact that that was previously major resistance, it also needs to be broken before we can be very confident about anything on Bitcoin. In my view, if Bitcoin gets above something like 91,000, we'd pretty much be back in the clear, okay? Until that happens, we're not. We're in the woods, we're still in the consolidation, still in the compression, and we're not in a confirmed wedge breakout at all. But the point of this video is to highlight that a lot of the talking points, like the MACD on the weekly chart, the MACD on the monthly chart, a lot of those talking points are not actually relevant to much that is going on right now, right? They're just, distractions. They're pieces of information that people are using to talk on videos because they don't have anything to say. What actually matters right now is this wedge itself, which is being retested right now as we speak, okay? And also this wedge coming to an end within a matter of a couple of weeks. So really get excited. Something's happening here. The consolidation is almost over. Pay attention, guys. Guys, thank you for watching. Before we end it off, I've got the VIP sale. Altcoin trading signals posted to you directly on Telegram 4 times a week. It's the cheapest it has ever been, and it is the final sale I will ever do on VIP. So it's literally a last chance to get this price, $50 US. It will be closing down at the end of June, or the start of June, I should say. So now's your chance, guys. If you're interested, all the information is down below on Telegram. And of course, the crypto exchange that I use is Bitunix. Now, this is not a paid advertisement. I literally just get a referral link, and with that referral link down below, you can sign up. It takes literally 15 seconds. It's non-KYC. You don't need a VPN. You get a 15% trading fee discount with that referral link down below. This exchange has never been hacked before. You can't go wrong, guys. Excellent liquidity, excellent amount of trading pairs available. Check it out down below with my referral link and sign up to help out the channel and to help out yourself. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you.